Holly Clausen. On tonight's episode of the Beaver News, we're going into the kitchen with celebrity chef Jet Tila as we celebrate the Chinese Lunar New Year here at West Dining Center.
I'm Emily Shute, and today we're here at the MU Ballroom talking to people about Beavs helping kids.
This is Mary Johnson from KBVR. I'm here in front of Sigma Phi Epsilon for their Sweethearts philanthropy.
Good evening and welcome to your Monday night edition of the Beaver News. I'm Brittany Mangold.
And I'm Cody Stover. We're glad you could join us tonight.
The Asian American Cultural Center is celebrating the Chinese Lunar New Year with an educational exhibit throughout the week. Yesterday marked the start of the Chinese New Year, the Year of the Snake. To celebrate, West Dining Center brought in celebrity chef Jet Tila to give attendees a taste of China. Beaver News reporter Holly Clausen has the report.
On February 10th, celebrity chef Jet Tila helped OSU bring in the Chinese Lunar New Year.
This is the culinary equivalent of a roller coaster ride.
I have the best job on earth. Every day I get to wake up, make food, or teach people that food, or go on TV and talk about food. So I literally have not worked a day in my life.
It's an amazing piece for $9. At first they sent me the poster and I was like, I think I'm worth more than $9. You know?
And maybe he is worth more than $9. Having appeared on Food Network programs including Iron Chef America and The Best Thing I Ever Ate, Chef Tila has brought exceptional cooking experiences.
When this wok is at 400 degrees, there's no crying. There's no going, I'm so scared, I can't do this. That's the reason why we're going to mise en place. So let me show you.
And the community ate up the celebrity appearance.
That's pretty impressive to have someone like that come to this little town, and you can't pass up an opportunity like that.
This is Holly Clausen with Beaver News.
And the celebration will continue for the rest of the week with exhibits, decorations, fun facts, and activities to educate students about how the New Year's is celebrated in different Asian countries. Located on Jackson Avenue, the Asian American Center will be open for students through Friday.
February is Residence Hall Eco Challenge Month, and Oregon State students are making efforts to help the environment. The month-long challenge is being put on by Oregon State Campus Recycling and involves many different avenues for participation. By visiting the OSU Takes Charge website, students can pledge to take on 3 to 5 environment-saving activities suggested by the organization. Students living in residence halls can get involved by participating in Recyclemania, a contest in which campus recycling weighs the amount of material recycled and composted by each residence hall, with the winner taking home the recycling trophy. The residence hall competition runs from February 11th to March 1st. Of course, a campus competition would not be complete without a little friendly competition with the Ducks. The campus-wide version of Recyclemania pits U of O versus OSU in a competition that runs from January 20th to March 30th. Currently, through 2 weeks of competition, the Beavs are beating the Ducks with 3.1 pounds per person recycled against 2.7 pounds recycled by U of O.
And to help students go green and stay green, we spoke with Campus Take Charge representative Andrew Payton about the Take Charge initiative.
We're a program dedicated to reducing students' energy impact as well as saving them money and giving them coupons if they fill out this survey. What they do is just they pick 3 to 5 actions ranging from unplugging electronics to things like cold water washes or home renovations even. So we've got things for dorm students, renters, and homeowners as well. And they keep track of these 3 actions for 1 month, and then after that month we can calculate how much energy they've saved as well as how much Corvallis has saved in terms of energy and money. Some of my favorite actions are unplugging electronics, things like toasters and coffee makers. Students don't really realize that when these are plugged in, even though they're not being used, they still get energy that gets pumped through the circuit. Also, washing clothes in cold water is really easy to do, and it saves lots of money because it's a lot more expensive to heat up your water than just to use cold water washes. I'd like everybody to know that this program is really easy, it's really accessible, it doesn't take a whole lot of time, and it saves you money.
And what better way to celebrate the end of midterms week than with a flower? Well, that's what many Muslim students thought on Friday as they handed out roses all over campus. But those roses had a message of peace. Beaver News reporter Gabriela Morangello has the story.
Like a flower? Sure.
You may have noticed the dozens of roses on campus Friday. This campaign was brought to campus by a group of Muslim students looking to overcome misconceptions regarding the Prophet Muhammad.
We are actually sharing the language of peace and love all over the campus.
The response from the OSU community was overwhelmingly positive.
I thought it was an awesome gesture and it really made my day.
The choice of color for the roses didn't go without purpose.
We chose mostly red and white colors because white is the color for peace and red is the color for love.
And this event didn't just take place on our campus, but in 50 U.S. cities and all over the rest of the world. On our campus alone, 1,300 roses were handed to passersby.
Prophet Muhammad brings a lots of ideas about loving each other and living in a community and living in peace and really caring for each other.
What better way to celebrate a Friday than with a rose? This has been Gabriela Morangello with the Beaver News.
I was on campus Friday, and pretty much everyone I saw was carrying a rose in their hands. And I mean, what did you see?
Well, I work at the library, and usually people walk in with frowns on their faces because they have to study at the library. But people are walking in with a rose in their hand and a big smile on their face.
Yeah, that's really neat, and it's a great way to end like a tough week 5 full of midterms.
Oh yeah.
This week is Sexual Responsibility Week on campus. With the introduction of picture messaging, cell phones in the last decade have new apps such as Snapchat, making it easy to send a quick pic to a friend. However, many young adults are becoming increasingly comfortable with technology, even to the point that some are sending pictures that mom or grandma probably wouldn't want to see. But those pictures you are sending might not be as private as you think. The Beaver News sat down with Kathy Greaves, professor of human sexuality here at Oregon State, about Sexual Responsibility Week. Let's have a look at what Dr. Sex has to say.
So the overall theme is, I believe, technology, sexuality and technology, and it includes things like internet porn, but social media, texting, sexting, those sorts of things, and it's more a matter of helping young adults who are so used to using social media in a safe way that they do these other things that they may not think, well, what if I want to take that back? When people had phone sex, if they said something that they then wished that nobody else would hear, nobody else is going to hear it because it's gone. But this is the sort of thing when it comes to this kind of technology, once it's out there, it is out there. Be sexually responsible is to be confident in their sexuality. One of the things that research shows clearly than anything else is someone who isn't really comfortable with their sexuality is less likely to have those STD and STI conversations, and they're also less likely to use contraception.
And Professor Greaves spoke at the MU this evening about sex and technology and social media. This is just one of many Sexual Responsibility Week events that will be taking place on campus this week. Student Health Services will also be hosting a talk featuring Nancy Willard, a speaker and author who focuses on safe internet use, about the privacy of texting and the internet.
Last month, 2 females in Corvallis were attacked within 2 weeks of each other. The first attack occurred on January 15th, and the second attack happened on the 26th. With no arrests made in connection to the 2 assaults near campus, one citizen is taking action to assist police in their search for the suspect. An anonymous donor is offering $1,000 to the person with information that helps law enforcement identify and arrest the culprit. Anyone who has information regarding the 2 attacks is asked to call Corvallis Police Department immediately.
And other community members are getting involved with reestablishing a safe environment. The Oregon State Sexual Violence Awareness Group, Everyone, has invited Oregon State students to join their Take Back the Night March that will be going on campus in the near future. This will be a nighttime march of community members with the intent of reestablishing safety at night. The group is also planning a Move Towards Hope 5K, 10K run, as well as other events. The Greek community is also expected to get involved. For those interested in helping make an effort to make Oregon State a safer community, the Take Back the Night meeting will take place tomorrow in MU 213 at 3 p.m.
On a lighter note, Beav's Helping Kids, a charity group here on campus, got students moving for a purpose. This weekend, Beav's Helping Kids held a dance marathon where students raised money for sick children. Beaver News reporter Emily Shute has the story.
It was a party with a purpose this past Saturday, as students gathered for a dance marathon in the MU Ballroom to help raise money for Beav's Helping Kids, an organization led by OSU students that funds awareness year-round for the Children's Miracle Network hospitals.
Dance Marathon is kind of a tradition that's been around for about 20 years across the country, and University of Oregon has a dance marathon. So last year, a group of us got together and decided that this was something that we wanted to do and to help Children's Miracle Network. So that's where Dance Marathon came from. Children's Miracle Network is a series of hospitals across the country. They treat you regardless of your ability to pay. They provide things like isolates, breast milk, blankets, training for medical staff, and so it really just helps families and hospitals better treat infants and children. Last year we raised $5,500, so our goal is $20,000 this year.
That's all from me in the MU today. Now back to you in the studio.
And speaking of community efforts, last week Sigma Phi Epsilon held their Sweethearts pageant, the last event of their second annual Sweethearts philanthropy that benefits the Habitat for Humanity. Beaver News reporter Mary Johnson has the story.
The second annual Sigma Phi Epsilon Sweethearts philanthropy took place this past week, benefiting Habitat for Humanity. The last event of the week was the pageant.
We start off with the chant off, all the check-ins, all the classic money's raised, and the schmoozing, of course.
The first day of the competition was the chant, then the dodgeball tournament Tuesday, check-ins on Wednesday, and then Thursday's pageant. The pageant was fierce, most sororities participating by nominating a representative and battled it out by answering questions and doing a little SIG-Up trivia.
In first place, your SIG-Up sweetheart is Hillary.
Hillary Rentz from Kappa Delta won the pageant, and Delta Gamma won the overall philanthropy, with Sigma Kappa coming in a close second. All in all, the Greek community was able to raise around $6,000 for Habitat for Humanity efforts.
So, being a part of SIGA's philanthropy has been a wonderful experience. I was one of the sweethearts, and yeah, it was pretty nerve-wracking. I'm a freshman here, but overall it's just incredible. And it feels really good to know that I'm helping towards a great cause, not only just doing something for fun, and it's really, really rewarding and awesome.
Back to you guys.
And before we end tonight's show, our Monday night would not be complete without our Monday sports update with Milan Laurent.
Thanks, Cody. Despite impressive teamwork from Ahmad Starks and Roberto Nelson, who combined for 41 total points, the men's basketball team continues to struggle. Last night, they dropped a close game to Colorado 72-68. In the final 13 minutes, the Colorado Buffaloes forced 10 Oregon State turnovers and went 8 for 10 from the free throw line, which was just too much for the Beavs to overcome. During the game, however, Devon Collier and Ahmad Starks made OSU basketball history. Collier became the 37th player to score 1,000 career points, and Starks had 6 three-pointers, making him tied for third all-time with OSU great Gary Payton. In other sports news, the wrestling team continues to climb up the rankings. This weekend, they secured 2 more dominating wins in Gill Coliseum. Friday night marked senior night and the second-to-last home showing for the Beavers, where they ousted the Cal Poly Mustangs 50-0. All 4 OSU seniors were showcased in the starting lineup and claimed victories as Oregon State racked up its first shutout in more than 2 years. On Saturday, the Beavers continued with the winning formula of 3 pins to secure the 42-4 victory, making it their 8th straight win. The team was led by Drew Van Anroy, RJ Pena, and Seth Thomas, who all tallied pins in the meet. The wrestling team heads into postseason ranked 9th in the USA Today coaches poll. They will host the first round of regionals in Gill Coliseum this Saturday the 17th, so go out and support your team. Best of luck as you head into regionals. Continue to make Beaver Nation proud. For a more in-depth analysis of all things sports at OSU, be sure and tune in to the Beaver Sports Show, which airs Thursday nights at 8 p.m. right here on KBVR.
Well, that's all the news we have for you tonight. I'm Cody Stover.
And I'm Milan Laurent. We're glad you could join us this evening.
Be sure to find us on Facebook, watch us on YouTube, and follow us on Twitter for more of your Beaver news. Have a good night, everybody.